You did something that caused him so much pain, so much suffering. What did you do? People don't make it. And they keep writing, you know.
Will I make it?
Stage, she's made her zone racier than ever.
Well, I have on clothes now.
I know. But what's this about? No kidding. What is it about?
Like, come on, you know? No matter what you do, at the end of the day, you can't please everybody. You know, I'm not here to please. Ugh.
Have you ever?
I think right now I'm trying to find the balance of being open and at the same time having stuff for yourself.
Hey guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. All right, so over the weekend, there was a documentary that came out about Britney Spears called Framing Britney Spears. We have talked a lot about Britney Spears on this channel because I was obviously a big Britney Spears fan. I mean, come on, who wasn't? And because I've always been a fan of hers, I was watching to see how this would play out. It was interesting. But I think there's some things that have happened afterwards that are more interesting to talk about. If you want to watch the full documentary, it's on FX. You can stream it on Hulu or you can get it on cable. It's just over an hour long and it goes through her career rise till her breakdown into the conservatorships to today. And it really gives credence to the Free Britney movement, which I'm still sort of on the fence about because we don't know everything about what's going on behind the scenes because we honestly don't have any records about her medical conditions or her mental health. And without knowing that, it's just very easy to make assumptions. But I think most people watching it will see that there was a lot of misfires by the media. She was treated terribly. The paparazzi did not give her any space. She had 2 babies. She was parent shamed. There was just so much pressure on her to be this perfect person, and people put her on a pedestal that she could never successfully be. And the fallout was she has the massive sort of head shaving moment, attacks the paparazzi's car. She's held on a 5150 after not giving her sons up for a custody exchange, and her dad puts her in this conservatorship. Now, since this conservatorship has been going on, there's been a lot of questions about, you know, this whole Free Britney thing. Is people are always like, Britney needs to tell us since she never talks about the conservatorship. And there was a lot of aspects in this specific documentary about how closely controlled she is, how much the teams around her would try to dictate interviews about what she could and could not say, and how a lot of outlets just would not interview her because the amount of control the conservatorship wanted of what she could and could not say. So there's a lot of questions about her dad and her dad's involvement and her dad's control. And I think a lot of people at this point, regardless of where you stand in the Free Britney movement, can agree that if she's a 39-year-old woman and she has the capacity to work and to maintain employment and do well, that the court should listen to her and allow someone else to step in as the conservator, because she's not asking for it to be removed. She's simply asking for a neutral third party that's not her father. I think it's safe to say that her dad has profited off this a lot. In fact, he has basically been able to bankroll his life since placing her in this, not have to have other jobs, not have to do anything else. He will say he's doing this to take care of her. People that are close to her or that worked for her will say he's an opportunist that didn't have a relationship with her, that is doing this because he wants control of her money. And somewhere in the middle is Britney Spears and her social media, and everyone obsessively talking about her social media and thinking that she needs to give them answers about a conservatorship she's literally never talked about. The only time she's talked about it, I think, was like in 2011. And the fact that because people think that she needs to talk about it, that she's somehow sending cues to people through her social media. Now, I've watched a lot of her stuff on Instagram, and I'm starting to think that a lot of it is just her playing with people. She's always been a very playful person, and I don't think that I don't think that it escapes her that people are interested in what's going on with her. In fact, her response to this story she played with her fans. Check this out.
The moment we've all been waiting for last week. The Super Bowl! I was so excited, but honestly, I was rooting for Kansas City, but I was also rooting for the other team, so it was a little confusing for me. I love sharing.
So she knows people are watching. She knows people are interested, and she's still not going to say anything. You know, she's going to thank people for their support or whatever, but it's really none of our business, right? But I thought this was interesting because somebody that runs her social media actually ended up speaking out because there was so many questions about who is running her social media. Is Britney running her social media? Is it social media team? Like, who is in control? People have been saying that, like, Britney has, you know, is told what to post and how to post, and it's not really her, it's someone else. So the person that literally runs, like, helps her run her social media management, which is typical with celebrities, they usually have someone that helps, actually spoke out to sort of debunk some of the conspiracies. And her name is Cassie Petrie, and she said this: "First and foremost, I absolutely adore the Britney Spears fan base. They are incredible, loyal, and passionate about her. I admire them. I know everything they do and say is because they truly love her, which is why it's been easy for me to overlook some of the nasty comments that have been thrown my way over the years, because I know deep down it's all out of love for one of the greatest pop stars of all time. However, there are a lot of inaccurate theories out there on how Britney Spears' social media operates, and I want to give as much information as I can without violating her privacy or mine. Britney creates her own posts and writes her own captions for Instagram. She finds the Google images, Pinterest images, and quotes, memes, and everything else herself. Nobody is suggesting any of that stuff to her. She generally edits the videos herself. If a video she sends in is edited by her social media team, it's because she gave specific instructions and asked for it to be edited that way. Then she sees it and decides if she wants to post it or not. She has stated many times that she creates and posts, but people continue to believe conspiracy theories over what Britney says over and over again. Britney is not asking for help or leaving secret messages in her social media. She literally just living her life and trying to have fun on Instagram. She has a team to help strategize like any major celebrity generally does at this point in her career. Almost every person has a social media team, just like they have a manager, publicist, or record label. I was not hired by Britney via Lou Taylor, and I don't know Anastasia Brown. That's not how I met Britney and her team. This is another example of assumptions being made rather than understanding true facts. Crowd Booster is a data tool, not a bot interacting with people. Again, an assumption being made with no true fact. My work on Britney's social media does not involve her conservatorship in any way. That's a court and lawyer thing. Since when do digital marketing people have anything to do with things that courts and lawyers handle? And Four Agreements is one of the most popular self-help books of all time. Quit trying to make two women liking the same book a conspiracy theory. The viral TikTok about somebody getting hired to be Britney Spears' social media manager is simply not true. Not sure who made it, but has ever asked any interview questions like that. These are facts, not current fiction, assumptions and exaggerations that are currently circulating. In terms of being supportive of Britney on her social media, the best thing that you can do for her is to be nice. That's all she wants. Don't bully her. She doesn't deserve it. She's having fun creating posts and sharing images that she likes. That's it. There's not some secret agenda to it. She's just having a good time, and I hope this helps people see it for what it actually is. People have been suggesting for a long time that she speaks in code and that she's trying to tell people that she needs help. But, you know, over time, I've noticed on her social media that she gets playful, kind of playful with the context of making the video and saying, like, last week the biggest thing just happened, and then you know that people there are waiting for her to talk about this documentary, and she says the Super Bowl, and she talks about how she's rooting for different people, and it's clearly her way of saying, like, I see you, I in an indirect way, probably telling people, like, thank you, thanks for your support, kind of thing, but not addressing it directly. And I think that this so many viral conspiracies have started through TikTok that have no truth. And I think there's a lot of aspects of this Britney Spears conspiracy that go into that conspiracy theory territory that really do a negative injustice to what she's going through. We can be angry about how the media treated her. We can be angry about how the paparazzi treated her. We can be angry at Justin Timberlake for how he treated her and how he aired out all of her, private details about her life. But I do think that, they are preparing to fight. She's going to go back in February, and there's a lot more down the road. She's preparing for more independence. She wants more independence. She's, these are things that she's working for. She has her own lawyer now. Part of me is like, is the Free Britney movement helpful? Not if you're going to throw out wild conspiracies that literally are not factual. And 2, supporting her is probably better than creating or fabricating narratives that fit an agenda without facts. So I suggest you watch the Framing Britney video. Remember that none of her family members participated in this. Remember that Britney was not interviewed for this. Remember that none of her medical records were a part of it. And just look at it as from the context of a narrative. That's it. Looking at the story of her life from her career to her fall to her conservatorship. It's sort of like a timeline, but it doesn't have all the details. And we'll never know all the details. But I'm going to be, I think, safe to say that Britney knows what's going on in her life. And I'd say that if she wants to talk about it, she will. But I don't think that she's being held captive. I think she just needs a way out, and you have to do that through the court. And unfortunately, there's not a lot any of us can do about it. But I think the documentary was a really good look at how the media treated her. And I think it's a good reminder to all of us that scrutinizing other people's mental health and their downfalls and slut shaming and being misogynistic and homophobic is generally just not okay. And that, maybe extend her some grace and understand that 2007 was the culmination of many different things, and yet we still don't know all the details. And we probably never will. I think Britney's team is doing a good job handling this. I'm glad that her social media manager spoke out, and I'm also glad to see that she responded in a silly way to let people know that she knows people are watching and she had fun with it. So I'm going to go with the flow with this and say Britney's probably in good hands and will hopefully find a resolution in the near future. So tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.